Right. So coming to a nice, comfortable seat. You can be forward in your chair if you want to get into the core right away. If you want to be a little mellower, you can sit into the back of your chair, but just find a place where you feel comfortable. And let's inhale, scrunch our shoulders up to the ears. Feel all of that tension, and then exhale. Feel that sense of release and relief as you let go. Inhale. And then exhale, let it go. Couple more. And let it go. Good. And then just rest your hands wherever feels comfortable. They can be by your side. You can have your hands on your thighs. Close your eyes here. Take a nice deep inhale through your nose. And then exhale the air out through your nose. And then just continue with that rhythm. So inhaling deeply, and then maybe just pausing a little bit at the top of the breath just for like a second. And then exhale the air out. Pause for like a second at the bottom of the breath. So just starting to find this nice, steady rhythm with your inhale and your exhale. Really allowing your attention to go to the sound of your breath. So all of this stuff happening around you, it just drifts into the background. Your breath becomes the most important thing. And it might take a moment or two before you can get there. That's okay. You can just visualize that your inhale is helping you to grow a little taller, a little more spacious in your spine. And you can feel your exhale helping you to feel very grounded and rooted. So there is a sense of stability in this seat. I'm just going to be here another moment or two. So really soaking up this quiet, setting the tone for our yoga practice ahead. It's finding this idea of slowing down and checking in and paying attention. Nice deep inhale through the nose. Open your mouth, sigh the breath out, let it go, ha. And then you can very gently start to blink your eyes open. Welcome, Amy Hillman. We're gonna start to just rock around. Just pick a direction. It can be small circles, it can be big circles, it can be a little of both. You can get the shoulders involved, you can kind of let the neck hang and release. Just intuiting what it is you need here. Nice work. Just start to think about switching directions. Noticing if that feels any different in your body. Good, and then just starting to make yourself or make your way to a nice tall seat. So finding your mountain pose. And then let's just take that into a little seated cat-cow here. So as you inhale, you're gonna rock forward on your sit bones. You're gonna find a little cobra pose in your upper body. So shoulder heads press back. And then as you exhale, you move in the opposite direction, really trying to let the back of your neck lengthen and release. And I don't know about you, but like doing this first thing in the day, the neck especially feels a little tight. So do your best not to grip any more there than it already is, and just try to find a little space. Just visualize your breath going there. And then you're also just really enjoying this, this vinyasa idea. So connecting this movement with the breath starts to feel a little bit like a moving meditation. For a lot of us, it actually helps us to quiet the mind a little bit, which is a nice little benefit. I think we're pretty rhythmic creatures, so this is another reason why this feels so good. There's this rhythm to life, to the things we do, to nature. Good. Let's come up to center. So just a little preliminary arm stretching here. We're just going to take our right arm in front. You can hold lower arm, upper arm with your hand. Maybe you hook with your elbow. Kind of just depends on what's going on this side, how your body is feeling. See if you can let your right shoulder blade release down your back a little bit. So that shoulder likes to creep up around the ear. And you'll probably be feeling a fairly intense stretch across that right outer arm, that right tricep. So that's okay. Keep the breath moving, that inhale through your nose, that exhale through your nose, and then maybe just check in with the face and jaw. Has any tension crept in there? Soften. Good, let's take a couple more breaths here on this side. Good, deep inhale. As you exhale, release that side down. And then we take that to the opposite side. So left arm comes in front. This side might feel entirely different. So hold a different spot if you need to make any little adjustments. Breathe that left shoulder blade down. So make sure that the shoulder isn't creeping up around your ear. Keep this, the face soft, the jaw nice and easy, the breath smooth and steady. Good, one more deep inhale. As you exhale, let that side go. We're gonna come back to that right side. So we're gonna inhale, stretch our right arm up. So your palm is facing in towards your cheek, and it feels like you're gonna spin your palm to face behind you. So you're spinning the eye, the elbow back behind. So internally rotating. You can use your left hand to help you find a little more of that. And we wanna try to hold on to this as we begin to bend that right elbow. So the elbow is stretching up towards the ceiling. And then you can just gently rest your left palm on that right elbow. Apply a little pressure, press down if that feels okay in your body. And of course, if that feels too intense, you skip it. And maybe this side, it's just not working today. You could always come back to the stretch that we were doing before. So as you know, always being very mindful. You might not be able to do all of the poses, even if you were able to last time. So make adjustments, take breaks as you need. But then also get really curious. Pay attention to how things are feeling in your body today. What is different? What's going on? And always keep coming back to your breath. So that's maybe like the best part of our yoga practice. There's a lot of really good things, but I think that's one of the really special things. This attention to the breath, this deepening of the breath. It has such a beautiful calming quality. So even if you're just doing that, yoga is happening. All right, so let's go ahead and release. And it might just feel kind of good to take your arms out diagonal. And then let's press the walls away. So maybe pointing your fingers up, feeling a little stretch in the underside of the arm. Nice work. And then release the arms down. Take a couple breaths here. So just give the shoulders a chance to kind of settle. Feel the blood come back. And then we'll go into that second side. So getting into that tricep stretch. So let's inhale, stretch that left arm up. And then so find internal rotation. You're spinning the eye of the elbow to face behind you. Great work. If you want a little more, if it's helpful to use your right hand to help you find that, you're welcome to do that. We start to bend that left elbow. So being here like this might be plenty. Maybe you bring your right palm to the top of that elbow. Apply a little pressure. So just enough. It's kind of a fine line between just enough and going a little too far sometimes. So we're always exploring that. With each inhale, you can find a little more length and space through the sides of your waist. These look really good, everybody. And feeling this nice stretch, that outseam of the upper arm. Good, and then let's start to release here. So you can stretch your right arm up, left arm down, so they come at a diagonal. And then take your arms out wide again, and let's make fists here. And just start to circle around in the wrist, which feels really nice. It kind of gives you a good little stretch on the top of the arm, forearm area. Switch directions. Beautiful work. And then go ahead and release your arms down. Let's just get into the neck a little bit here. So sitting tall, hands resting on your thighs. They could be by your sides. So wherever you feel comfortable, but find this nice lengthening through the sides of your waist. And just start to take your chin towards your chest. And let's just move like that. So just inhale, come back up. So gaze is just in front of you, chin even with the floor. And then exhale. Start to gently roll down, chin dipping towards chest, just moving like that with the breath. Inhale. As you exhale, release down. So it's kind of just like a cat-cow stretch, isolated to the neck. Inhale up. Good, let's do a couple more. Exhale, releasing in. Notice if the shoulders have started to creep up around your ears, again, keep softening them down. You can just imagine that you have the body just gently pressing. Inhale up. Good, exhale. Go ahead and release in and just hold here for a couple of breaths. As you inhale, feel your chest lift up towards your chin. It's like it's expanding. And then let's go side to side to the right a little bit. So keeping your chin tucked as you exhale. Move to the right. Good. Inhale. Back to center. Good. Exhale. Right ear towards right shoulder. Inhale. Come back to center. Couple more. Exhale. Just taking your time and just gently starting to open up the neck, which gets so tight. Inhale to center. Good, and then exhale. Take several breaths this time to start to bring that right ear towards that right shoulder. So you're pausing, you're stopping along the way. You're going to feel this intensity of stretch through that left side of your neck. You're welcome to release your left fingertips by your side. If you want to intensify things a little bit, you might not need to do that. Notice if you've started to hold your breath because of the intensity. Again, just keep it moving. And then if you want to bring your right hand to the top of your head, apply a little gentle, easy pressure. You're welcome to do that. Good, and then you can just use your right hand to your right cheek to upright your head. All right, so again, just releasing hands. They might just start out on your thighs. Deep inhale, and then exhale, chin towards chest, and just a few times moving to the left. So exhale, bringing that left ear towards your left shoulder as you keep your chin tucked. Inhale to center. Good, exhale. Off to the left. How is this side different? You're going to be getting a lot of sensation on that right side of your neck. What's going on? Let's do a couple more. So again, as you inhale, you're coming back to center, and then exhale. Just moving to that left side. Let's inhale, come back to center. And then this time, take several breaths to bring your left shoulder, or your left ear rather, towards your left shoulder. And just noticing all those little spots where you're feeling the sensation. How is it different than the other side? Maybe you're releasing your right arm by your side, so just creating a little more stretch. Maybe you take your left hand to the top of your head, apply a little pressure. It doesn't have to be much, it doesn't have to be anything. Good, and then we're going to take our left hand to our cheek. Ooh, just upright ourselves here. And let's just come back into a couple rounds of cat-cow, and let's see how it feels different, particularly in the thoracic, in the upper spine. So as you inhale, you arch. As you exhale, you round in. Good, inhaling, arching. Exhaling, rounding. And let's do several more to each side. If you want to add the arms, you can. So you could inhale, arch. Stretch your right arm forward. Nice. As you exhale, release that hand down, round in. And then inhale, left arm reaches forward. Beautiful work, everyone. As you exhale, round in. Let's say 3 more to each side at your pace. So just finding this vinyasa, finding this movement, this rhythm in your body. Gently opening up the spine and the shoulder girdle. Really connecting with that sound of your breath, that inhale through your nose and that exhale through your nose. You're going to finish up on your left side, and you'll just come back to your mountain pose. Good. So sitting tall, checking in, noticing how you're feeling. So noticing what's shifting. I always find it really incredible how just a little movement goes a long way. So it's nice when we have an hour to practice, but we don't need it. Just doing 10 minutes, just doing cat-cow can really shift how we start to feel physically. So just observing that. So let's come into a crescent pose, and then we're going to do our eagle arms variation with that. So we're going to start on our right leg. So option to stay here, seated like this with both knees bent. If you would like to extend your left leg to straight in front of you and you feel stable doing so, it feels like you can still root down evenly into both sit bones, you're welcome to do that. And your legs are going to be about hips distance apart. It's okay if they're a little closer. Again, the important thing is that you just feel really stable here. All right, so we're going to start to root down into our sit bones. As we inhale, we're going to find lots of length through the sides of our waist. And we're going to feel this cobra sensation in the upper body. So it's like that sternum bone is stretching up towards the ceiling. Let's inhale. Good. Take our arms up. So just coming into the classic crescent pose here. Maybe you start to bring your gaze up. Good. And actually, before we come into our eagle arms, let's go ahead and bring your palms to face forward. As you exhale, you're going to cactus your arms. So you're going to feel a little more opening across your heart and chest. Kind of press the elbows back a little bit. So you'll feel those shoulder blades squeeze in. And then keep the arms really engaged. Imagine that you're moving through molasses. As you exhale, and just fly the arms in. Nice work. As you inhale, open up just a few of these. Again, really engage the muscles as much as you can. Exhale, press in. Good. Inhale, open up. So keep this feeling, this stretch across your heart, but start to extend arms to straight. And we're going to give ourselves a little hug here. So we are going to take our right arm underneath. Good. And then you can start to stack the elbows here, lift them up. You might be holding onto your shoulders. Maybe you can bring the backs of your hands together, your palms to press. And then let's just find a little motion here wherever you're at. So as you inhale, just lift the elbows, nothing happening in the spine. As you exhale, they lower down. Beautiful work. Inhale, lift up. Good. Exhale, release down. One more. Inhale, lift. Let's exhale, release down. And then inhale, stretch arms out and up again. Full crescent pose. Maybe bring your gaze up. And then as we exhale, we release our arms by our side. And that was a lot of work in the shoulders. So we're just going to take a few breaths here like this. You know, let the feeling come back. Let the heartbeat slow down. And so if your leg is still extended, let's just stay there. Let's do a little side stretch in our crescent pose. So reach down through those right fingertips. Energetically think outer hips squeezing in towards the midline. And then inhale. Reach your left arm up and over. So a little different, especially if you have this left leg extended. It's going to be even harder to root down into that left sit bone. Just do your best. Imagine that you have a buddy there pressing down. Maybe you start to gaze up underneath your top arm. Really nice work. Deep inhale. As you exhale, go ahead and release that side. And then let's just bend that left knee. If it's not already, take a few breaths here, just in our classic mountain pose. So feeling that the symmetry in this pose, really able to press into your feet, into your sit bones, to lift equally through the sides of your waist. And then before we even transition into our second side, just know that it could look different than the other side. So that's okay. Adjust as you need to. Staying here like this. If you are able to extend that right leg to straight, you're welcome to do that. You could always use a block or a sandbag or some props, a cushion from the couch if that foot tends to turn out, and it's fine if it is. You can always kind of makeshift things at home. All right, so setting up for our crescent pose on the second side, that little sequence that we just did. So energetically, feel that grounding sensation down in your sit bones and notice how that just informs the rest of the pose. It helps us to find this lift and this length. So let's hold on to all of that as we inhale. Arms come out and up. And depending upon how tight you are on your shoulders, you might be making a wider V. If you're a little more open, maybe the arms come closer together. They're all really great places to be. Feel this lift of your heart. And then maybe start to bring your gaze up. Good, and then gaze comes forward. Bring your palms to face forward. And we find those cactus arms again. So again, it's like you're moving through quicksand. There's a little resistance in your body. So the muscles are firing in your arms especially. You're gently pressing your shoulders back. Feel those shoulder blades squeeze. Deep inhale. As we exhale, do that little fly. So pressing in, nice work. These look great. Inhale, open up. It's like you're about ready to give somebody a big hug. We're moving there. As you exhale, squeeze in. Good. Inhale, open up. Good. Just stay here. Keep this feeling of elbows leaning back as you start to extend the arms to straight. Nice. And we do give ourselves a hug. For real this time. Left arm on top. So holding on to the outer shoulders. Elbow stacking as much as possible. It might not be exact in your body. That's always okay. Couple of us might be able to bring the backs of our hands together. Maybe you can press palms together. They're all stretching the same thing. So we all look a little different. We all look a little different side to side. All right, so we're gonna find that feeling of like cat-cow in the shoulders. So just flossing the shoulders as you inhale, you lift up. Exhale, they release down. Just keeping your spine pretty neutral here. Nice work. Inhale, lifting up. Looks good, Amy Hillman. As you exhale, release down. Good. Inhale, lift up. Ooh, starting to feel that burn in the backs of the shoulders. Exhale, release down. So we're going to release the arms here. Inhale up into our crescent pose. Maybe gaze up. Feel that lift of your heart and chest. And then as we exhale, we release down. And then we're going to do that little lateral stretch. So you can keep this right leg extended. Feel the outer hip squeeze in. Just reach down through those left fingertips. Root into your sit bones. Inhale. Right arm reaches up and over any amount. That right sit bone's going to get light. Anchor there as much as possible. Maybe you're looking up underneath this top arm. It's a nice little stretch in the neck. Notice if that left shoulder has crept up around your ear. Soften it down. Beautiful work. One more deep inhale. As you exhale, just release that side, and then let's bend the right knee if that leg was extended to straight. Just taking a couple breaths here in your mountain pose, maybe even closing your eyes. It's a little past halfway here. Observe how you're feeling differently. Observe what's shifting for you. And just noticing. Good. And then blink your eyes open. So let's come into some externally rotated poses in the legs, but let's also add some arms into the mix today. So I'm going to give you lots of options here. If you do happen to have a yoga strap, you're going to grab that now. If you don't have a strap, you could use a towel, a sweatshirt, a tie, a belt. And if you don't have any of that near, that's okay. I'll give you an option. So we're just going to place it over our right shoulder. All right, so we're going to come into our warrior two legs, and I'm going to give you a couple of options for how this might look. So we're looking for the hip opening in this right side. So first and foremost, you just might start to open up that right leg any amount, and it doesn't have to be very, very big at all. You just kind of go to that place where you feel stable, maybe where you're getting a little stretch. And in regards into this left leg, you could just keep this knee bent here as well. And maybe you extend the leg to straight. If you feel stable and it's accessible to you and your body, maybe you open that leg up a little bit, but you're rolling to the inner edge of the foot. You can't kind of see that here. So the big toe side of the foot. So whereas this right hip is opening, this left hip is releasing down. So our hips are doing two different things. So wherever feels good in your body, we're going to have you be there. All right. So let's go ahead and just come into our classic warrior two here so we can feel that. So we're going to inhale, stretch our arms up. So our torso is facing forward. This right knee is pressing back any amount. And then you're just gazing out over your right fingertips. Let's inhale, stretch the arms up overhead. Nice. Couple like this. As you exhale, again, you can just kind of think that you're moving through molasses. Release down. Inhale, press up. Exhale, release down. Gaze soft and gentle out over your fingertips. And let's do one more. Inhale, reach up. Okay, so the same thing that we did earlier, reach up through that right hand, spin the palm to face behind you, maybe use your left hand to help you wrap that arm in, bend the elbow. So option here to do what we've done already, just placing your left hand on your elbow. If you're in nice and deep, and you can grab the strap. So reach off to the side with that left hand, then down. Bend the elbow, and this is where the strap is really nice. You can hold on. So as you stretch that right elbow up towards the ceiling. Nice work. You're pressing this left shoulder head back, so it's an intense stretch. And if you go there and it doesn't feel good, just stick with the one arm. All right, so we're gonna do a little reverse warrior, but we're gonna keep our arms like this, so you're not gonna go very far. So let's take a nice deep inhale, full complete exhale, and then inhale, start to hinge at that left hip crease, lean off to the left a little bit. From here, we're gonna release our arms. So coming into that reverse warrior, beautiful. As you inhale, come back into your warrior two. Just gaze out over your fingertips. And then as you exhale, release your arms down. Those are really nice. And then you can just start to wiggle body back to that mountain pose. And we'll set up for our second side, which could look quite different. So we're going to move that strap over to the left shoulder. We're going for the hip opening on this left side. So opening that leg up any amount. And you kind of want to land with knee over ankle approximately. It doesn't have to look perfect. You can stay here like this with this right hip facing forward, so knee bent. Maybe you take that leg out to straight. Maybe you open up a little bit and roll to the inner edge. So you're feeling a release down of this right hip. Again, hips are on a different plane here in this pose. And then do make sure that your torso is facing forward. So sometimes the torso comes along for the ride with that leg that's opening up. So on this side would be the left. Square forward, beautiful. All right, hold on to all of that. So many things happening at once as you inhale, arms reach up. And just bring our gaze out of our left fingertips. Imagine that somebody's gently pulling your wrist, so kind of just tractioning you apart. These look beautiful, beautiful focus. So we inhale, we reach the arms up overhead. Just getting into that shoulder girdle. As we exhale, they release down and out. Couple more, inhaling, pressing up. As we exhale, we release down, and then we inhale up. So keep reaching up through those left fingertips. Spin that palm to face behind you. Maybe use your right hand to help find that internal rotation. Bend the elbow, and then you can find your strap here. You could also just be here with right hand resting on that elbow. Maybe you take that right arm out, start to spin the palm to face behind you. So we're getting external rotation. Reach down, bend the elbow, find the strap. So you can kind of pull the strap apart. We're looking to traction this right shoulder head back. It's a deep, deep stretch there. In fact, it can kind of catch your breath. So keep the breath moving. Nice, Tammy. Could even, depending upon what's going on in your body, like the flexibility of your shoulders, you could even kind of lean your head into that left forearm. Okay, so from here, we're gonna move towards our reverse warrior, starting out with the arms in this variation. So it doesn't have to be a very big side bend at all. As you inhale, start to crease that right hip. Feel this nice stretch through that left side. Keep reaching that elbow up. And then, hallelujah, we'll release the hands from the strap. So coming into the classic pose here, our reverse warrior. Maybe you're looking up underneath that top arm. Feel grounded in your feet and your sit bones as you inhale. Virabhadrasana 2. And then as we exhale, we release the arms down. Hallelujah, that's intense. And then just make your way back to your mountain pose. Close your eyes. Just take a few breaths. Slow everything down, check in again. As you inhale, notice that length in your spine. Notice that space in your upper body. Notice how the breath, especially on the inhale, goes into all of those spaces. Good. Gently blink your eyes open. Let's do a couple rounds of our cat-cow again. So as you inhale, you arch. And maybe it's feeling a little more open across your heart and chest after all of that shoulder work. As you exhale, you round in as the back of your neck, letting go a little more. Inhaling, arching. Good. Exhale, round in. Inhale, arch. Good. Exhale, round in. And then inhale, come upright. So you're neither arching nor rounding. Let's just take this into a little seated camel pose. So little thoracic back bending. So I'm going to turn on my side here. So sitting nice and tall. Check to see that your knees are landing over your ankles. A nice variation here, if you have a block at home, would be to take the block between your thighs. You could either squeeze it in if that's accessible in your body, or you could even strap the block in. So I'll just demo that really quick. And it's nice because it just gives you a little feedback in the legs. That being said, if you don't have anything available that you can use, you're gonna still be feeling all of the benefits of this work. So not to worry about that. All right. If you are using the props again, you definitely want a little sensation, that idea of outer hip squeezing a bit. Good. So we're gonna root into our sit bones, and then a couple of options here. So you're gonna either probably grab the edges of your chair, and then I want you to just imagine that there's a wheel in your heart, and you're gonna start spinning it up towards the ceiling. You're pressing your shoulder heads back as you do this. You're keeping those shoulders over your sit bones. And then maybe you start to gaze up towards the ceiling a little more. I'm gonna turn on my chair here so I can grab a little better. The other option here that would work really well is to just bring your hands to your hips and then squeeze your elbows in. Trying to keep those shoulder blades releasing down your back. Good, deep inhale. As you exhale, upright yourself. So definitely a pretty intense stretch in the heart. You might even feel it in the lumbar a little bit. Let's do one more of those. So just taking a couple breaths here. And I'm going to give you the option to extend one arm and then the other on this side if you want to play with that. And if that doesn't sound good, you just stick with what we had. So again, depending upon where you're at, what feels good in your body, you can hold on to the sides of your chair. Maybe bring your hands to your hips and gently squeeze the elbows in. So gaze just soft and gentle in front of you. You're not looking side to side here. And then as you inhale, it's like it's filling the breath up, helping to spin, or filling the chest up, helping to spin it up towards the ceiling. Maybe you start to bring your gaze up, lift your chin slightly if that feels okay. Fine to keep the chin tucked as well. All right, so let's go ahead. If you're interested in inhaling, lifting the right arm up and holding for a couple of breaths. Keep that shoulder blade releasing down. Good, and then exhale, release that side. Inhale, stretch left arm up. Feel that lift of your heart and chest. Maybe it's a little easier to feel that in your body with the arm extended like this. Deep inhale. Good. As you exhale, just release, come back to seated. And we're going to just release that with a nice little twist, which will feel good after that deep back bending. So always know, for some of us, twists don't feel good. They can actually cause a little back pain. So if you know that's you, go a lot less far. So really, really easy, gentle twist. If this feels a little better in your body, a little easier in your body, of course, you're more than welcome to explore the edges of your pose, but always just be really mindful of what's going on. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and inhale, stretch our arms out. Nice deep inhale, find lots of length. And then as we exhale, we're gonna just gently twist to the right. So again, this might be the max. You might be able to go in a little deeper, really wrapping these lowermost left ribs in. And we're gonna release here. So left hand could be resting on your left thigh, especially if you're going a little easier today. Maybe you can bring that left palm to the outside of your right thigh. Just finding a little leverage so that you can press your shoulder heads back. And then you find a place to gaze. Some of us move towards looking out over that right shoulder. For a lot of us, that's going to introduce tension in the neck that doesn't feel good. So you don't go there if that's you. And I truly mean that. Sometimes it's hard when we see other people doing the pose, or we think that it needs to look a certain way. You know, we want to do our best. Just know that your best looks different than everybody else's, and that's a good thing. That's absolutely fine. Maybe observe how in these twists, it's a little harder to find a full deep inhale. So bring your attention there, especially see if you can get a little breath into those places that are constricted. It might be really subtle. It might even be more of a visualization, but maybe kind of play with that in your mind's eye. Good deep inhale. As you exhale, unwind, come back to center. And we'll take that to the second side. And again, this side could be totally different. So do less if you need to, do a little more if that feels good. Listen to your body. Inhale, arms reach up. This is like one of the best things our yoga practice gives us, is that ability. So inhaling, lengthening. And then exhale, just twisting to the left. It need not be very deep here. Feel that openness, that expansion across your heart and chest. And then releasing right hand either to right knee, the outside of that left thigh. Left hand reaches behind you. Think that camel pose in your upper body. So that pose that we just did. Can you find a little of that sensation, a little of that openness and lift in the thoracic here? These look beautiful. And then again, just playing with your gaze, listening to your neck. Where do you need to stop? Trying to send that breath out to all of the outermost places in your lungs. Good, nice deep inhale. As you exhale, you come back to center. All right, so before we move in towards our Shavasana, let's just do a little breath work. Let's play with our wave breath today. So you're gonna kind of do this at your own pace, but as you'll recall, we're gonna just take a nice deep inhale through our nose, a full complete exhale, and then you're just gonna inhale a little bit of breath. You'll exhale the air out through your nose. As you inhale again, you're gonna sip in a little more breath, and then you'll exhale the air out through your nose. Next inhale, you'll take in a little more. So you can think of this breath as, when you're sitting at the beach and you're just seeing those sets of waves come in, and the one that's out a little further is gonna come in a little bigger. So it's gonna be that idea. So you're gonna probably do like 4 or 5 breaths before you get to that top place. And then you'll just take a couple of normal recovery breaths, and then we'll do a second set. So, and you can't screw this up, you can't do it wrong. More than anything, you're just kind of playing with it, you're getting curious. But go ahead and close your eyes. Just place your hands at a place that feels comfortable. They can be on your thighs, they can be releasing down. And then again, so you're breathing through your nose here, and as you are ready, you start to move into this wave breath. So each successive inhale getting a little bit deeper. It's worth noting that sometimes this pranayama can feel challenging some days. Some days it's just not working. So if that's you today, you're just finding a nice steady inhale and exhale through your nose. Sometimes when we're doing these breaths too, we start to grip and hold on almost unconsciously. So be aware of that. You want to keep your body, your rib cage nice and easy as much as possible. And again, when you're done with that first set of your wave breath, just take a few regular breaths, check in, notice how it went. And then you'll do that second set. And when you're done with that second round, you're just finding nice, easy inhales and exhales through your nose. And we're moving towards a final resting pose. So you're welcome to stay seated like this. You're more than welcome to come into a forward fold, especially if you have like a table or a chair that you can use and you can rest there. Sometimes that can feel really nice. If it is easy for you to come into classic Shavasana on the floor, you're welcome to do that. So lots of options. Find a place where you can be quiet and still and relaxed and just soak up these final moments of our yoga practice together. Good. Take a deeper inhale. Open your mouth, sigh the breath out, let it go. Ha. Just start to bring some gentle movement back to your body. Wiggle, stretch, circle wrists, ankles, anything that feels good. You can reach your arms up overhead. And then go ahead and bring your palms together at your heart. Just gently bow your head and check in here. Notice how you feel differently than when we began. So it's pretty incredible what can shift in an hour's time. So soak up all of this good feeling. Send yourself love, send your body love and gratitude. You showed up, you worked hard. It does make a difference. And then finally, just promise yourself that you're going to carry some of this feeling with you into the rest of the day, the week, the new month ahead. Beautiful work today, everybody. Thank you so much. Namaste.